after the earthquake, we noticed a lot of the media was starting to ignore the eastern suburbs of Christchurch. They were just giving a basic overview of what had happened in Christchurch and how things were being cleaned up. It was, more focused on the CBD rather than the eastern suburbs, and we thought, what a great idea to set up a radio station right in the heart of the community so that we could broadcast local community notices set up just for this area, notices that only applied to them. So rather than telling them what was happening down in central Christchurch, we're telling them what was happening in the central New Brighton Mall. So just a real community style station with voices from the community, giving information about the community.
In the cradle of the crescent moon, ebony skies, I sit gazing out into the night. Let my soul roam free. I would sail for so many days if I could come back, guaranteed.
I'm Josh Enstrom from Christchurch. As of February 22nd, after the Christchurch earthquake, magnitude 6.1, I think it was, we were in doubt of whether we were going to be employed or not. And since then, on Monday, we found out that we were all made redundant. And it was quite devastating news for everyone that was involved. So there's probably, at this stage, from our store alone, 49 people looking for another job. I think that my job could have done a bit better in what they've offered us in a redundancy package. I know that it's a difficult time, I know that they've just started, but just to leave your staff hanging is not the greatest. Especially those that were loyal to you and stood by you throughout the whole process. I think there needs to be a lot of money put into Christchurch now. Perhaps the people that are in Christchurch to be trained in certain sectors or be given the opportunity to show themselves within the building sector if they don't have the experience, to give them work before other cities in New Zealand. Yeah, the employment rate's just going to be really horrendous if that does not happen. I think there's a lot of people not coping that well. I mean, I suffer depression myself. I know a few people that suffer depression, and from what I've been told from the sector, that people that I know that work in the mental health sector, that it is on the rise now, that literally the books have doubled.
I hope that I would be saved from this corruption and greed, and I wonder if everything's made how it is, or is this just an empty dream we tried to achieve? Is it all that there is to this? We live and then we die, make some money in between, so maybe we can survive.
Kia ora, my name's Hotarene Hepi. I am one of two coordinators here at the Linwood Community Arts Centre, and we're a project of Te Whare Roimato, which is a community trust that operates out of Gloucester Street. We have social workers, we have preschool groups, we have older groups, and you would have seen the food we had today. That's a regular thing that used to happen at the Te Whare Roimato on a Wednesday night. But because of the earthquake and all the trouble that went on, we've relocated here, and we've changed the day from a Wednesday to a lunchtime Thursday, and that's to coincide with the bus that we have running. Twice a week we have the bus running from here to either the Pack and Save in town or the chemist down the road here. We found that that was something that these people in our area needed. A lot of them are older and they can't go to find their own ways to the shop and stuff, so we do it. We organise the buses. And a guy called Don Ross, who's a resident of Littleton, found out that we were organising this, so he came forward and offered us his services, which is awesome. And I have to say that that's people in general, since the earthquake, you know, their awhi, their support is everywhere for anything that we do here. There's other things like we help people with the old, to fill out the EQC forms, Red Cross, which is, you would have seen about, yeah. Those kind of things, yeah, one of these forms. So we fill those forms out and we help them out, and like I say, it's for them to get some money. Again, a lot of our people around this area are very low income, less now that the earthquakes happened. So that's kind of our support, and we have guys like yourself who come and help to do the kai, to do whatever, you know, and we have people doing that all day and every day. And like I say, the Whare Roimata to me is my mara for Christchurch. There's a lot of stuff, beautiful stuff that happens there, and the people who's the organisers there are awesome as well. Yeah, what else can I say? You would have noticed yourself in the news about how the east side was left sort of in the middle of, well, nowhere really. I don't think they do enough, personally. I think they can be out, especially to our side, you know. One thing that blew me away was the mayor from Invercargill went to our people out in the eastern suburbs before our local mayor, you know. And how can that, you know, why should that happen then? Again, our people are missing out there, and that's a little bit annoying. They know that we are we're from low income families, you know, a lot of them are pensioners, and we still get left out in the middle of nowhere really. But, you know, but places like us and Te Whare Roimata, and there's other organisations around that do similar work to us, and I think that helps our people cope.
Kia ora, my name's Mel Hillier. I live in Aranui, and I'm a local school teacher. Used to teach at the local school and now running a non-profit organisation from my home. Aranui was pretty hard hit this time, and lots of the roads were ripped up. People have actually fled Aranui and now relocated or needing to relocate because their homes have either been yellow stickered or red stickered. So yeah, the local school rolls have dropped, and people are slowly coming back into this community now that the 20th has passed. And so there are people that have left on day 1 or 2 of the earthquake and now coming back to their house after 5 weeks. So you can imagine the mess that they're walking into and what they have to deal with. I have been doing what I normally do to a lot larger extent. So we normally have a school in this room, which you can see it's set up as a school in this lounge and dining room. And so during the first 3.5 weeks after the earthquake, I think it was about day 6, for the last 3.5 weeks should I say, we've had 46 kids at our School of Hope, and they were kids from 5 different schools in the area. And that was lots of fun. So we had 2 registered teachers on site teaching, and we had that happening in this side of the house, and then through into the garage we had a beehive of activity going on out into the community. So on the about in a 6-day period we put out 1,000 hot meals to the elderly people or people on their own, or families devastated by the quake. And all of that food came from, it was amazing, food came from Rolleston, Ashburton, Rangiora, Hallswell, Blenheim, Auckland, Hamilton, and it all came with love. Everything came with love. It was the messages that have come, the messages of hope from people around the Christchurch city have been really beautiful and inspired people, and people know that other people care. And I think that was the most beautiful thing that's come out of the earthquake, is we were able to go and take things out to people and say, people care about you, they're thinking of you. And it just actually brought tears to people's eyes. We've also been able to help people that are yellow stickered and have to move homes and have had damaged furniture, we've got the resources to move them, set them up, and then gift on furniture into that family. For the first time in Aranui itself, down at Actus, the girls down there are fantastic at organising things, and they had every organisation, every church in the area come in and sit around a round table and go, what are you guys doing? What are you good at, or what is it that we can direct people to you for? So there's that unity. There's a real unity starting to form where people aren't jealous of each other of what they're doing. They're actually saying, hey, look, they're good at doing that. We need to direct people into that. And so there's this community awareness of what's here in the community for the people to help them rebuild and, renew hopes and restore homes. People are facing ongoing change. It's changed. Our lives have changed, and I think that if we look at it positively, it can be for the better though. Yeah.
I just hope when they do rebuild the city that there's going to be a lot of input from the people who's going to be living in the city, To make a city, I think, is not just rebuilding the buildings, it's the people. It's the people as well that help make the city. Because I love Christchurch. I'm from Whangarei, been here a few years, and I love Christchurch. I'm not going home. This is my city. I want to rebuild it with everybody else, and if I can have a say in that, the rebuilding of that, then I think that'd be a great thing.
There were so many small voices that day. Say where you going, man, trying to get away. Said I don't know, but if I did, I'm gonna get away slow. Days are getting longer around here. Won't let you go, said won't let you go. Where the seasons stop dragging their feet a little ways back down.